When I met Pam the first time, it was back in the Woodland Elementary School days. And it was then the first time that I saw Pam at work. And she was very strong, very effective even then. She grew up in a home where community service was important. She learned that early on. And so as soon as she reached adulthood, she began to do her part for the community.
Pam always impressed me as somebody who is driven by doing the right thing. Pam's not an ego person. Pam wants to bring out the best in others around her and is very good at it. She made great connections between people with a philanthropic motive and people who had need.
Some people are more concerned with doing something nice for themselves, but not Pam. Pam works with people regardless of who they are. Pam treats you well and can communicate with you well.
When Pam agrees to do something, especially if it's serve on a board, the organization can count on her. They can count on her work, they can count on her wisdom, they can count on her loyalty.
I think she grasps ideas and looks for solutions. She gets a handle on it. She gives you her complete attention. In the projects I've worked with her on, you know, it's benefited the community, nonprofits throughout the community.
I have seen her work through situations with organizations when the going got tough. And she just digs in. It makes her all the more committed to the mission of the organization.
She is always engaged. She learns from other people. She knows a lot of people. In fact, my sister and I laughed about the fact that she probably knows more families and the history of families and who all goes together in this community than any of us do, or those that even grew up here, because she is attentive to that and interested in people.
She's so professional and doesn't make anything personal. I mean, when you're on boards, you may disagree with things, but she's always positive and tries to work through any problems. And you know she's dedicated and she's looking for the good in everything.
She was involved in the community a lot when we were younger. She worked for MT, which was Mansfield Typewriter at the time. She worked part-time, but then she filled a lot of her other time on boards and volunteering in the community.
She really worked well with the rest of the employees at MT Business Technologies. It takes somebody with a lot of talent and a lot of determination. We never had a customer that didn't like what she recommended. That's a rare talent in a marketing person.
She's one of those rare people that could transition from Mansfield Typewriter to being sort of a full-time community service person while she was going to school. And then community service became her vocation when she went to work for the Richland County Foundation.
She made the Richland County Foundation really stand out in the community, and she worked well with all the agencies that looked to Richland County Foundation for support, and she really set some new standards there.
She really took a very strategic approach, but effective approach to bringing more women into the foundation, and not only to the board, but she did it smartly by putting women on committees and then working their way up through committees till they were actually board members at the foundation.
She transformed it to an organization that really is there for everyone in the community. There is a role for everyone to play in the Richland County Foundation, and that is just as true today, maybe even more so today than when she left office. But there's something very inclusive about her style.
My mom was really involved in boards as I was growing up. She worked part-time and she was also on a number of boards in the community and volunteering. But then when she was hired to be head of the Richland County Foundation, she had to step away from those boards. There was a conflict in funding some of those organizations. And she'd really enjoyed that time that she had, but it also gave her knowledge of what was available and what was happening in the community. And once she left and retired, she then went back and immediately got on different boards, Children's Services, the Third Street Clinic, an advisory board for Ohio State. She tutors. She helps with kids in the community.
She is the person that's responsible for getting the downtown flower program really up and running and sustained. You know, if you sit on a board, that's not as much work as taking a hold of a project like she has and working it through and making sure every nut and bolt is in place.
The project probably originally started with 2 or 3 people involved, including Pam, and I can't imagine how many people are involved now. She just has a real gift for rallying the troops.
So she really can't seem to stop doing wonderful things for the community and for anything she touches.
She does what she does because she enjoys it. She likes to be busy. She does not like to stay home and just sit at home. I mean, she has to be moving, has to be doing something. She's either talking, repeating stories many times about her grandchildren, or doing something. She's constantly busy. She does not let time go by without producing something. At this point in her life, she still wants to be engaged and to learn about other people and help other people. I think she's most deserving of that. She goes out of her way to contribute to our community.
She led my generation of young women forward into our now equal roles in work life, family life, the conflicts that those two can bring, and participation in the community.
Pam, I know it will be difficult for you, challenging for you to accept this recognition, but please know how very much deserved it is. You have been such a role model for so many of us, and we all sincerely thank you for that and wish you well in the days ahead.